It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing when you let your nuts hang. Anybody that knows me knows that I do not like putting social media in my business. That's why it's been so hard for me to even get on here and tell my story of what I've been going through, because I didn't want to tell my story because I didn't want nobody judging me. But at the end of the day, it's not about me, it's about my kids. So I have to tell my story for my kids. So in September of 2022, I was on misdemeanor probation for failure to identify. Basically, I got pulled over. I told the officer a different name because I knew I had a warrant and I didn't want to go to jail. I was driving to Chicago to go handle something really important. So I signed for 1 year probation for the failure to identify. And during that time, so rewind, my son is 8 years old. My very first apartment I got in my name was when he was 3 months old. I had my son when I was 19. Me and my baby daddy used to have a toxic relationship. We real cool now, but he did kick the door down to my apartment, so I got evicted. Now, I live in Texas. I have no family in Texas except my biological mother, who I've been cut her off years and years ago. I moved in with my dad when I was 10 years old because of her and her husband's very toxic relationship. I'm going to get into that later. So here I am with my kids. I got approved for the first apartment I moved to in Dallas because the eviction hadn't hit my records yet. But after that, when I was trying to move, I couldn't get approved anywhere. So, mind you, me and my mom are estranged. I have no family in Texas. My options were to either go stay at a homeless shelter with my kids or to illegally get an apartment. Now, I'm not afraid to admit that I'm a little prideful, so I don't like people knowing when I need help. So, if I could do it myself, I'm going to do it myself. And so I went and got that apartment. Now, this was in 2021. Fast forward to 2022, I received a phone call from my mom. And she told me, she said, the police just left my house, and I just want you to know that I would never lie when questioned by law enforcement. 3 days later, it's 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm up cooking my kids breakfast, and I hear a banging on my door, like some shit from the movies. These motherfuckers said, Dallas police, open the door. We have a search warrant. I don't even have no clothes on at this point. My kids are not dressed, so I just opened the door because they was going to break it down. I waited a little bit, and I just went ahead and opened it. They had a warrant for my arrest for fraud, and they said they would take me to jail. And I said, I'm not going to jail unless I see someone come get my kids. Like, I'm not going to go to jail, and I don't know what y'all doing with my kids. So my daughter's dad, my daughter was born in 2020, so she was a little bit over 1 at the time that this happened. My daughter's dad refused to come get the kids. My womb donor, that's what we're going to call her because she's not a mother at all, but she lives 2 hours away from me. So my baby dad's grandma ended up getting the kids, and my mom came and got them from her house. I was only in jail for 3 days. I bonded out. When I got out, I did go back and get my kids. So, remind you, I was on misdemeanor probation. So now that I've caught this new charge, they end up violating me for my misdemeanor probation. September 1st, 2022, they took me to jail. And I didn't get arraigned by a judge. I never saw a judge until the day I got out of jail. So I was in jail for 6 weeks, not knowing when I was getting out. I didn't have a bond. I was not communicating anything. So I ended up getting out right before Halloween. It's been about 6 weeks. Mind you, I wasn't planning on going to jail, so they done repoed my car. I was 2 months behind on my rent because I went to jail on the 1st before I could pay it. So I had to move, and I had to get a new car. Now, mind you, I called my mom, and I was going to have somebody drive me to come get my kids. And she said, you know what, the kids are stable. They have their own room and stuff like that. You know, just let them stay here until you get on your feet, and then you can come back and get them. So me being a mother, you know, I'm sleeping at my friend's house on the couch for months. It didn't take me long to get back on my feet, but I'm just thinking about what's best for my kids. So I'm like, she's not going to hurt my kids. You know, they could just stay there where they're comfortable, where they have a lot. My mom and them, they have a lot of money. We're going to get into that later. So got out literally October 30th. I stayed in Dallas for 2 months, and all of my family is in Chicago. So I went to Chicago. I ordered my kids all these winter clothes. I'm going to add in the next video, I still got all of them clothes. My kids never saw them, never got to wear them. But I texted my mom, and I told her I was coming to get my kids. Now, mind you, while she had my kids, I'm continually ordering groceries for pickup from Walmart for them to go get for the kids. I'm calling my kids, asking them what they want to eat. I'm doing that. As soon as I told her I was coming to get my kids, this lady went and filed a restraining order against me and filed for emergency custody of my kids. Mind you, this is happening in Smith County, Texas. It's a very racist, very prejudiced town. They have the harshest conviction rates in the state of Texas. Mind you, the judge in this case was my son's basketball coach while he was living with my mom. So whenever we went to court and I asked him to recuse himself for a conflict of interest, this man said verbatim, "I remember this nice lady from Landis basketball games, but I don't think that makes me prejudiced in any way towards the case." So I don't know if anyone has researched child custody lawyers. They're actually way more expensive than criminal lawyers. I paid my criminal lawyer $15,000. A custody lawyer wanted a $10,000 retainer to even start the case. I don't know about you, but a lot of people don't just have $10,000 sitting up that they could just give up. $10,000 saved is great. That's like a few months of bills. I can't just give this to no lawyer right now. Mind you, I just got out of jail. So the very first hearing that we had, neither one of the baby daddies came. My son's dad was incarcerated. He had been incarcerated since he was like 2. He was just about to get out, 3. Don't quote me on that. So they reset the hearing. Before we left, the judge asked me if I had any questions. I said, yes, can I get my kids? And he said, yes, there's no order in place saying that you can't. So naturally, as soon as I left the courthouse, I went to my baby daycare and picked her up. Now, my son was graduating kindergarten in 2 weeks, so I was just going to let him stay in school for the 2 weeks and then come back and get him too. I didn't want him to miss out on his graduation and stuff. You know, they get real excited for that. They've been looking forward to this. They doing practices and stuff, so I didn't want to do that. Boom. My daughter was 2 at the time. I get her. We come to Dallas. My dad's mom was like, you know, your mom is calling me. She wants to know where the baby is. She just wants to know if she's okay. So, of course, my daughter has always been okay. Mind you, I've never had any CPS cases, never had any drug cases, never had any tendencies of violence. The only thing I've ever been convicted of was fraud. So, trying to appease Martha and make her feel a little bit better, I sent her a picture of my baby at the aquarium. I said, we're at the aquarium today. 2 hours later, I'm walking through with my daughter. This old white lady comes up from behind me and tries to snatch my baby out of my hand. Made my daughter hit her head against the wall in the process. Now, mind you, I'm carrying my daughter and I have a stroller in my other hand. So everyone starts recording because they're thinking this weird-ass white, Caucasian woman is trying to kidnap my daughter. She's telling them mind their business. It's a custody dispute, this and that. So the constable in Dallas, I called them and they said, we told her not to approach you. Mind you, this is the lady who had a restraining order against me, basically saying she's scared of me. And she done came and physically attacked me at this aquarium in front of all these kids and families. So once the constables came and showed me the paperwork stating that this lady had filed another restraining order and filed for emergency custody, I gave the constable my baby. I'm on probation. I'm not trying to go to prison for kidnapping, even though these are my kids. This was right before Mother's Day in 2023. And after this day, I did not talk to or see my kids for 7 months. So I went in August to my mom's house with the approved supervisors, which was my baby daddy's mom and his girlfriend of 6 years. And when I got there, my mom's husband opened the door and pulled a gun on me in front of my son. I really want to upload that video. I don't know if TikTok will ban me because of the firearm, but I feel like that needs to be seen. This man is unhinged. He pulled a gun on me in front of my son. So after, I made a police report and everything. They didn't do anything, but I still was not allowed to talk to or see my kids. Now, on that day, I damn near cried because I heard my son's voice for the first time in a long ass time. These the kids that I had with me from the day they were born. My daughter didn't even go to daycare. My son, I breastfed him for a year. These are my kids. I love my kids. I've always been a good mom. My kids always been spoiled, and anyone that knows me can attest to that. I did fraud to get an apartment for my kids, and these people are keeping my kids from me. So 2023, I'm not gonna lie, I was so depressed all year long. Like, all I would do is sit up and cry. I have no family here. I'm here by myself. This lady keeping my kids from me. I can't go to Chicago. I'm on probation. So I end up bringing some money together for a lawyer. So I paid close to $1,000 on consultation fees. I spoke to 4 lawyers in Tyler. Tyler is pretty small. There's only like a handful, maybe 2 handfuls of custody lawyers in Tyler. So there's not a lot to pick from. All the lawyers who I spoke to in Dallas, none of them would travel to Smith County. They said it was too far. So the first lawyer I paid a consultation, it was either $200 or $250. Got on the phone. She asked for the other party's name. I gave it to her. She said it was a conflict of interest. no refund. Second one, I will never forget this. This is really when I realized that the corruption does not stop with the judge. These lawyers are corrupt. Paid a $250 consultation fee. I got on the phone, explained to him everything that was going on. Mind you, these are all phone consultations because I live 2 hours away. So about 5-10 minutes into our conversation, he said, okay, let me go ahead and call the other party's attorney and see what's going on. I'm on hold for like 10 minutes. He gets back on the phone and he says, do your parents have money? And in my head, I'm thinking like, why does it matter? But I said, yeah, they do. And he said, okay, I'm not gonna be able to take your case. No refund. After calling around, getting quotes of, you know, the cheapest retainer I had found was $7,000, I believe. Most of them were around 10. There was a multiple that was around 10. 7 was a retainer just to start the process. You know, it's obviously gonna be more. So when I found this lawyer who was only charging a $3,500 retainer, I'm like, okay, I could do this. I'm not thinking I need a good lawyer because I haven't done nothing to lose my kids. So I paid him the $3,500 retainer the end of December. This man got the court date reset like 4 or 5 times, to the point where the judge, the last time we went, he said, I'm not resetting no more. You've been doing this too much. On the day of that court date, my lawyer, who I had paid 6 months before, talked to on the phone. I even drove up there and saw him in his office twice. This man asked me how many kids I had. Oh, I was already like, what the fuck? My mom and her husband proposed an order. In the original order, it was that I was to pay $75 an hour for supervised visits. They would have to be supervised by a facility. My mom and her husband were the ones who were able to choose that facility. Why is the company that's supervising the visits also a private investigation company? So whatever. After that, I'm like, these people already have me on child support. Forgot to mention that. Yeah, they got me paying $600 some a month for some kids that you will not give to me. I want my kids, and you want me to pay you to keep my kids for me. Okay, the judge ordered it. So after court, my mom agreed that my baby daddy's mom, my baby daddy's girlfriend, or my baby daddy's dad would be the approved supervised visitors. The judge said no, she doesn't need to be on child support and pay $75 an hour to see her kids, plus on top of traveling and doing all that. So I'm gonna go ahead and just get into the first supervised visit that I had, with my baby daddy's mom being the supervisor. So my kids had just gotten back from Washington. So, you know, I asked them, I'm like, what was your favorite part of Washington? And they said playing with Uncle Jordan, who used to be my mom's husband's daughter, now son. So I said, okay, do you guys ever play with Pop Pop? That's what they call a husband. And my daughter, who was 3 and a half at the time, said very clearly, I want Pop Pop dead. And I didn't think I understood her, because she's only 3. Like, what 3-year-old says that? So I asked her to repeat herself. She said, I want Pop Pop dead 4 times. I said, you want Pop Pop dead? And she said, yes. And I said, why? And she said, because when he plays monsters with me, it makes me sad. So we were in the car at this point. I'm not going to interrogate my daughter or nothing like that. I'm trying to enjoy my visit. But it was really concerning to me due to a memory that I have when I was 3 years old. I got in trouble because I was in the closet and I didn't have no panties on, and I was humping a Pooh Bear stuffed animal at 3 years old. When I just went to court 2 days ago, my mom's husband said that he got with her when I was 3 years old. I knew they were married when I was 5, but I didn't know when he got with her. But I do clearly remember this memory because I got in trouble for it. That's just one of them things that, like, you know you're not supposed to do that. So the kids are playing. I have my dog, and I'm like, well, why don't you come in here and feed the dog with me? So we go to a quieter part of the house. She's feeding the dog, and I'm like, so you know when you told me that Pop Pop plays monsters with you? She was like, yes. I said, where do you play it at? She said, we play it in the closet. So I said, is there toys in the closet? And she was like, no. I'm like, well, what's in the closet with you and Pop Pop? And she said, Pop Pop has a sword and it shoots water. Mind you, she knows what a water gun is because we play with water guns, and she knows what a sword is because my mom's husband was in the Air Force, and he has large Korean swords in the garage that he shows my kids. And my son, who's 7, who's now 8, he told me that he shows them the swords. So I said, is it a big sword or is it a little sword? And she said, it's a little sword. And I'm like, where's the sword at? Like, is he holding it? And she said, it's on him. So I said, do you think you could draw me a picture of the sword? And she was like, yeah, I can. So ever since this whole thing happened, and like I said, I went through that really, really bad depression and stuff, I got back into writing. So I keep 2 notebooks in my car, and I'll just write down stuff. I'm writing songs, writing poems. So I got the notebook, and I said, okay, you could draw me a picture. Show me somewhere else. It's on somewhere else. Show me. Can you show me? So you can't really see very well in the video, but this is the picture of the sword that she drew. I'm going to show a better picture. So obviously after this happened, I reached out to people to try to see what I could do, because this is the picture that she drew. Once I felt like she didn't want to talk, we stopped talking about it. But when I say that was like, all of this was hard, but to hear my baby cry out to me saying she want this man dead and to have to give her back to these people, that's when I knew I can't do this. Like, no, when people are saying, why don't you just leave your babies with the mom? That's not all. Let me tell you something else. So rewind to when I went and got my baby in May of 2023. She was 2 at the time. So I had just got out the shower. I'm putting my clothes on. My daughter, who's 2, she took a comb, and as I'm bending over to put my panties on, she put the comb in my... I called CPS for that. And I think that's honestly part of the reason why they stopped allowing my kids to contact anyone, was because I called CPS. I don't know if it's they trying to hide something, or if they are just mad that I called CPS. I'm not sure what it is, but that was even more weird. So after my initial CPS call in 2023, after that is when the gun incident happened. So after my mom came and attacked me at the aquarium and the constables told me that there was a new order in place, I gave my daughter back because I didn't want any legal issues. That August is when I went to Tyler to go try to see my kids. I haven't talked to or seen them. My whole way driving from Dallas to Tyler, my stomach was in knots. And I've only had this feeling one other time. I won't go into detail on it. But since then, I never doubt my intuition. I called my uncle, my brother's dad, and I'm like, Uncle, I don't know why, but I feel like something bad is going to happen. Like, I don't know why, but I'm scared to go up here. And he said, you know what? Take your phone and record. Because these people are saying that you have anger issues and stuff like that. And you know, you don't need to be around the kids. You need to show them that you're coming up there respectfully.
Oh, he has a gun.
You want something?
Yeah, it's my weekend to visit my kids.
Really?
Yeah, the 1st, 3rd, and 5th weekend.
Oh, really?
And I have a supervisor over my supervised visitation is right there.
Well, bring them here. Let me see them.
Okay, I'll be right there.
Let me see them.
Are you gonna shoot me?
Bring them here and let me see them.
Okay, I'm about to bring
Fat
them.
fucking whore.
Oh, you called me a fat whore?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm gonna go get them. They're coming.
You go get them.
I will. They're coming.
So my time is gonna run out. I'm gonna post the remainder of that video. And also my baby daddy's mom, who has been so supportive of me throughout all of this. I'm going to go see her tomorrow, and she wants to speak too, because she was there when this happened. So after he pulled the gun on me, I went to Miss Joyce and Drika's car to get them. We did not ride together. They actually live a little bit closer to Tyler, so they were able to come to be there since the court said that they could be the supervisor. So I'm gonna just let the video speak for itself.
Who are you? You from the court? Okay, goodbye, all of you now.
The police are on the way, but I have a court order. You can read the court order. There's nothing in the...
There is no court order. You
Yes,
have
there
not
is.
complied with it. Shut your fucking mouth.
Okay,
You have not complied
Why are you
with
in
the
my
judge's
face?
order.
I need you to back up.
You have not complied. Get off my property now. Get off. All of you. Get off.
Police,
Good.
don't be aggressive with me. Wrong person.
Take your fat ass out of
You
here.
take your own ugly ass in there. Okay.
Why don't you bring your man over here and come get some?
Oh my
You're
God.
all a bunch of good parents.
Is this what you're doing in front of the wind?
All of you.
Yeah. This what he was doing in front of me my whole time growing up.
Get yourself off my property. Get yourself off my property.
My name is Okay, the sidewalk is not your property. This is public property right here. That's not what necessary is so good. Because he don't want to follow the order. His name is Floyd Monroe.
So after that incident, I did call CPS, made another CPS case because all of this was being done while my son could see and hear this. Mind you, this man is cursing out my son's mom, his Mimi, and Drika, who my son loves. She's been in his life since he was 2 years old. That case was also closed. All of these cases have been closed. So after that incident, that's when I really just realized the importance, like, no, I have to get a lawyer. Like, I need somebody to fight for me. This is crazy. So that was in 2023. The last time my kids were with me was in August of 2022, before I went to jail for the 6 weeks. So just because they said that I hadn't had my kids in so long, I do have pictures. This was August 9th. I got my son's haircut before the first day of school. This was just a video of him hanging on a little basketball goal they had there. He really loved that. This my baby. She was there too. My friend Nia had helped me do her hair. Y'all used to be so bad at parting, but I was getting better. They are a little crooked, but yes. This is us waiting on her brother. So I really don't want to put my kids' faces out there too much, but this is just for me to show I had my kids before I went to jail. So after searching and searching for a lawyer, like I said, that's when I found Mr. Joseph Balfour. This was in January of 2024 is when I made the first payment to him, the initial $3,500 retainer. So these are just some of the messages between us. You could pause and read if you want to, but just some of the communication. Here you could say, I just want to make sure. You can pause and read that. I'm not going to read that. So, yeah. Now, if you do remember from the last video, I explained that he had got the court hearing reset like 4 or 5 times. So the hearing that we actually had to put in the new order was in May. After that, thankfully, I was not having to pay for visits anymore. Miss Joyce was my supervisor per the court. That's what the court agreed to. So once I was able to get my kids with Miss Joyce, that's when these outcries began. If you were able to go to the comments, I did reply to somebody when they said that I should take my baby to the hospital. Now, here's what the issue was. I only get them on Saturdays. So a few different hospitals that I called in Dallas said that they needed a police report in order to perform a sexual assault exam on a child. So after I requested her medical documents, after my daughter told me what she told me, I had to request them 4 times. The doctors were trying to keep me from getting them. I sent in a court order. I sent in me on her birth certificate. I'm her mother. After about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, they finally released them. And that's when I saw that my daughter had been having UTIs. She was actually taken to the doctor by my mom a week after she told me what she told me about Pop. And that was when she had been diagnosed with a UTI. So she was taken to the doctor. Her chief complaint was dysuria. I can look it up and give you the verbatim definition, but basically it's pain or burning while urinating. As you can see, these are the results. So they did not test for any STDs or anything. They only gave her a test for UTI. I'm assuming just did a UA. So as any mother would do, of course, I'm starting to look everything up. Like when I have a suspicion that my daughter is being touched, of course, I want to know everything. This was one of the screenshots that I saved in August of 2024. You could pause and see, but both of my kids have had some of the behavioral and emotional signs. I made a police report. The police sent officers to the house that same day that I made the report because they said, oh no, this doesn't sound right. It sounds like something's going on. Called and followed up with the detective, and he said that he spoke to Floyd, and Floyd said that nothing happened. He also said that the kids were interviewed by a forensic psychologist, and they said that no one was touching them. So they closed the case. Now, I don't want anyone to be abusing my children, of course. So when they told me that, I'm like, okay, good. It kind of put me at ease. But in the back of my head, I'm still like, something is not right. Like, this is, I don't know. I'm hoping it's not, but you have that intuition, especially as a person, but especially as a woman, you have that intuition like, no, this is not right. Like, it would be one thing if it was just one thing, that would be something. But the fact that it's all of these things, another one of the things that, showing inappropriate sexual behavior for that age group. A 2-year-old putting a comb in a vagina, what is that? So since we're putting everything out here, I'm going to go ahead and show the aquarium video. My hopes in showing this video is that one of the many people who recorded, because there were so many people recording for my child's safety, you can hear in the video they're saying you're going to hurt the baby. I hope that someone who got the full video can please send it to me. Please DM me. This happened in Dallas, Texas on May 8, 2023 at the Dallas World Aquarium.
Giving her stroller. We're having a little problem over custody here. Angel, this is my child. Give me my child. Police officer, Mom. Give me her stroller. This is not your stroller. Give me my stroller. Give me my stroller. No. Give me my stroller. You're with her? I'll have him. I'll have him. He has a child. You know that, right? I do. I have you wanted to be married? Yeah, but show me the paperwork. I have the paperwork. Show me the paperwork. Ma'am, you don't know what's going on. Show me the paperwork. Ma'am, you don't know what's going on. Give me the paperwork. You don't know what's going on. I'm holding the stroller.
Yeah.
Why is this bitch over here holding on to this damn stroller at the aquarium?
I don't see you.
You do not have any orders. I just went to court last week. No, the order. I'm trying to show you that you were home still. I don't have to wait right here. We're leaving. You're embarrassing. What's wrong with her? You're embarrassing yourself. I'm not embarrassed. I want to go with you. This is my house. And I haven't confirmed. Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
She has me dragging her like this.
You don't wake your ass up and get down here.
I gotta fast forward y'all because the video is 8 minutes long.
Let him go. Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
Bro, I'm sick of dealing with this bullshit, bro.
I'm trying to, but you keep leaving. Okay, is it in your car? Show it to me. No, they're not.
Now, I did pull off, and when I pulled off, I called Dallas constables and asked them if there was an order, and they said yes. So then I came back to the aquarium to meet them, to give them my baby, because I did not want to go to prison. And I appreciate y'all for bearing with me, because this is a story time for TikTok, but this is my real life, and sometimes it gets a little overwhelming. But I'm back for an update. So after I made the police report about my daughter saying what she said and having the UTIs, the police did close it. After that was when my mom told me that my daughter would be going to Atlanta for a week by herself with this man. After what she told me. So they have us communicating through this app called App Close. It's court monitored. She still says rude stuff. I'll get into that later. Here you can see that she was saying that they are all flying in together, but that Floyd and my daughter would be staying for 6 days by themselves. Here was me getting the primary care physician doctor's name. You can see me stating here that I don't feel comfortable with him staying there with my daughter by himself. I'm asking to pay for a babysitter for whatever time she needed. I will give you the money. Her response was, I haven't received anything from child support. Have you sent your payments to the Attorney General? You don't care about my child's safety. My baby has said that she wants this man dead. And you are sending her to Atlanta by herself with him for a week. For fucking what? I didn't even get into the fact that my son told me that he was taking showers with Pop. And when I asked Martha if she knew about this, her response was, yeah, I know, it's normal. All kids take showers with their grandparents. I contacted CPS about that. So altogether, I don't know if I'll call CPS 2, 3, or 4 times. I will have to get the correct documentation. I know I've called them every time I have a concern. I call them and they don't do anything at all. I don't know what these people are telling them, but they just close it. I brought up the fact that Floyd was taking showers with my son in court. The way you saw him yell and get mad and all animated and stuff in that video, that's exactly how he did in court. How dare you? I look at him as a son to me. And he was just getting so angry. And the judge said, you know what, Mr. Monroe? I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You were playing a fatherly role to Landon. Mind you, this judge is a custody judge. He was my son's basketball coach, a little boy's basketball coach. And he's also a bishop of the church. Now, I'm not drawing any conclusions, but let's look at what pedophiles' jobs usually are. They like to be around kids. And here you go defending this pedophile. If anything, that's grooming. And now this man is going to Atlanta. His parents do live in Atlanta. His parents are 90-something years old. That means that you're going to have full access to my daughter with no one else there except your old-ass parents. And I damn near begged my mom, I don't feel comfortable. Please, let me pay a babysitter so that she can stay there. First of all, she shouldn't even have it. I'm her fucking mama. Give her to me. What's the problem? I don't understand, y'all. But this is how I know that this lady is facilitating this sick behavior. Because you know that this isn't right. What does a 65-year-old man want to be alone with a 3-year-old daughter, with a 3-year-old little girl for in Atlanta for 6 days? I was disgusted. So anyways, after that, we had a few more visits, and shortly after was when they went back and revoked everything and said that no, we can't have any more supervised visits with Joyce as the supervisor because the kids are saying too much. This is the police report, y'all. I asked Martha and Floyd about the accusations Lexxxx has brought up, and they advised that she made these type of accusations in the past. They showed me a letter from CPS dated May 2023, and advised that CPS found the accusations were unfounded. She also stated that Lexxxx had been arrested on multiple drug charges prior to the fraud charge, and that's why she had custody of Riley taken for her. Completely fucking false. I have 0 drug charges. I was pulled over and had a doobie this big in the car, and guess what? That charge was dismissed. Why are you bringing this up? I've never had, only drug I've ever tried in my life is weed. That's it. And my kids was not with me. I asked about the UTIs, and Martha advised that when she took Riley to the doctor for some pain, the doctor told both her and Lexxxx the UTIs are common in girls of that age. Once I finished asking these questions, I left the house. Due to the nature of the accusations, Sergeant Homer was notified and advised for me to write the case up as a welfare concern. I notified CPS of their case number. So these people are going, whenever the people go to their house, they're saying that I'm on drugs and that's why they have my kids and that I'm just lying. So a 3-year-old is lying? A 3-year-old could lie? They said there were no allegations of penetration or sexual assault, so the case was written as a welfare concern. What? Riley told her water comes out and it's called a sword, and it's a welfare concern. Both Riley and her brother were interviewed at the CAC. There were no outcries from either child. Riley was not able to establish the difference between truth and lie. I spoke with Martha. Martha advised that this is an ongoing issue with Lexxxx and making these false allegations. Martha advised that Lexxxx is trying to get custody of her children back. Martha stated that she has no reason to believe that Floyd has ever done anything inappropriate with Riley. Floyd denied any inappropriate activity with Riley. He advised that he is like a father and they have had custody of her and her brother since they were born. What? Bitch, I'm just now seeing this. Hold the fuck up. I'm so sorry. I'm just now seeing it. These people told them they've had my kids since they was born. Bitch. There is no criminal offense detected and the case will be closed. This is about the gun incident. I was dispatched to an aggravated assault. Lexxxx, Cedrica, and Leslie were all contacted down the street. She was here for supervised vision at her child's father's home. Bitch, that's not my baby daddy. Cedrica was a friend who was there, supervised Floyd Monroe to answer the door. Lexxxx was laughing at times when Officer Henson was speaking with her and didn't appear in any sort of fear for her safety. What? I tempted Floyd, but he would not answer. I had no reason to believe any criminal offense occurred or that any children were in danger. This man came to the door with a gun in his hand. Do y'all see this? I'm not gonna lie. This is why it took me so long to even get on here and make another part, because this shit, it pisses me off. I'm not gonna lie. It really pisses me off. I'm still stuck on the fact that they told these police officers that they've had my kids since they were born. So I've circled all my offense dates. This is all the evidence they brought to court. Date of offense 1/2021. Okay, this is all probation stuff. 2020. I circled all the these dates. Offense date 2020. Traffic offense misdemeanor 2021. This is the date of offense. This is the whatever the date. These are not new charges. These are the same charges. No drug charges. These are fraud charges and failure to identify in a traffic offense, as I stated in my first video. The only drug I've ever tested positive for in a hair follicle test is marijuana, and I have since stopped smoking. Of course, I'm going to do whatever I can to get my kids. However, the state that I'm actually a resident of, Illinois, where I file my taxes, where I have an ID, marijuana is legal. But we're not even going to get into that because I'm in Texas, so I stopped smoking. This is a message that they said. This is from my baby dad's mom. She said, "Good morning. What are you referring to? Pick up what children?" What? No one can pick them up until we go back to court. So another piece of evidence they brought up was saying that Drika had sent my mom this message. Drika never sent my mom this message. This was actually one of my friends. After my mom's husband pulled a gun on me, she asked for her number I didn't know what she was going to send, but they did bring this up in court as well. This is why I don't want to give anyone their information, because they're trying to put this all on me like I could control what people feel about what y'all are doing. So, anyways, this is what she said. And this is what they brought up in court, saying that this was Drika, and this is why they didn't want her to supervise. So they're scared of Drika and they're scared of Miss Joyce, even though these are the people that they were letting get my kids. When she was trying to keep me from my kids, she was still letting them get my kids. Not to mention, let's go into my mom's son. So Devin, his name is Devin Bell. Devin wet the bed until he was at least 14. Like I said, I moved to my dad's house when I was 10. My brother's 4 years older than me, so he probably wet the bed for longer than that. And as soon as he got out of high school, he got on methamphetamines. I believe Devin was being touched. When I told him why I wasn't comfortable with my daughter being over there, how she stuck a comb in my... He said that that was normal, and he asked me if I remembered us kissing under the covers when we were kids. I don't remember that at all. And mind you, he's 4 years older than me. So with the time when he was saying this happened, he said that I was 4 and he was 8. You a pedophile too. At this point, you can't be trusted. Not a pedophile, but you've been touched. And for some reason, you feel like that's normal behavior for a child to do that. You're sick too. These kids need to get from over there, y'all. So since I started speaking out about this, mind you, I was speaking out because of pain and frustration, y'all. The first day that I made that video, it was because I was on the phone with my son for 2 minutes. And he said, Gigi, I think I'm going to throw up again. And I said again, how long you been throwing up? And he said for a few days. And I said, did Gigi take you to the doctor? And she snatched the phone from him and hung up. And I haven't talked to my kids since then. So I could show you all these messages on here. I'm still today, yesterday, the day before. This lady will not let me speak to my kids. And this is just because I want to know if my son went to the doctor. This is the type of weird shit these people are on, y'all. I'm at my wit's end, and I know that help is coming. I've been putting in the work. I've been reaching out to the people, but I'm tired. I'm so tired. I'm to the point where I want people to call their job. This lady works at an elementary school. You work around kids, and you are allowing this man to abuse my kids. I just want to say thank you for all the support. Thank you for all of the donations. That was not even I never expected none of this. Everything that's been given is going towards me getting my kids back. But y'all, I really want to get my kids from out of this situation. These people are going, I feel like they feel the ground shaking from up under them, and they will go to any lengths to try to keep these secrets. And I'm not going for that. My kids don't have a voice right now, so I'm my kids' voice. I don't have no reason to lie. I don't care about these. I don't care about my mom and her husband at all. I don't care about them. I want my kids. And these type of allegations, I don't lie on nobody. I would never sit up and say that my kids said something that they didn't say. That's not that. I would never say that. And there's multiple people who have heard my kids say this stuff. I'm not the only one who's saying this. My kids were around other people when they're saying this stuff. TikTok, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. But it's just so frustrating to me that these people are getting away with this. It's been almost 2 years and I'm sick and tired. I'm a good mom. I love my kids. I've always taken care of my kids. I'm a good mother, and can't nobody take that from me. I don't care what these people are saying. Every time I get on the phone with my kids, and my kids like, Mommy, when can we come to your house? And I say, soon, baby. That breaks my heart because I feel like I'm lying to them, but I know I'm not, because evil cannot win forever, and it's not going to win, and I'm not going to be quiet. Y'all cannot silence me. You're going to have to do something to me. I was silent for too long. It's been too long, and I'm done. I'm speaking up, and the truth is going to come out. You cannot keep doing this to these kids. It's not only my kids. It's so many kids in the system who were unjustly taken from mothers, and they are being abused, and the people that's supposed to protect these kids are facilitating the abusers. I'm sick and tired. It's not just my kids. It's so many other kids. The same thing they're doing with these mass deportations. Y'all are taking mothers away from their kids and sending them to different countries and putting the kids in the system. Why? Do you know that 55 children a day go missing from CPS? Do you know that 55 children a day go missing from the government? Go missing. Y'all think these kids are missing? Where do you think they got all them kids that went to Jeffrey Epstein's islands? It wasn't just parents selling their kids out. No, it's the government. It's foster care. It's people that's supposed to protect these kids that are selling these kids. And I'm done being quiet. I'm done. Anything that I say I have receipts for, I literally have no reason to lie. If I felt like my kids were safe, do you not think that I would be enjoying being kid-free? I've been a mama since I was 19. What? Make it make sense. I'm not sure why you decided to hang up when I asked if he's been to the doctor. Why would you hang up in my face? I'm concerned about my child. Why are you not answering? This is disgusting behavior. I didn't even get to speak to my daughter. You know what she said? You're not talking to them. I will not tolerate your disrespect. If you cannot have a pleasant conversation with the kids, I will hang up. You lack self-control and are only hurting the kids. I feel like I have very strong self-control. You will not be seeing them Saturday. Okay. A pleasant conversation. I asked him how basketball practice was, and he said, I'm going to throw up again. And you hung up. That's not an unpleasant conversation. That's you trying to keep my child's health status from me. You don't have the right to tell me I can't talk to my kids on the phone. You're trying to alienate my kids from me, and I'm not having it. I pray you get the help you need and stop abusing the Adderall you had your friend prescribe you at over 50 years old. You don't have ADHD. All of this will be noted. You don't tell me when I can see my kids. The court order does, and a negative test is needed for unsupervised visits, not supervised. Mind you, I've never failed a drug test for anything except marijuana, and I've been stopped smoking. I just feel like if I lack self-control and I'm crazy, as these people said, I would have been went and got my kids from your house. I'm thinking about my kids' well-being as well as mine. I can't do nothing from prison, so I'm trying to do stuff the right way. But if you were really scared of me, you wouldn't even be talking to me crazy. If you were really scared of me, if I really lacked self-control, I would have been broke the windows to that house and grabbed my kids. Please make it make sense. Please. Hey y'all, so today I just want to dive into a little bit more of the corruption that's been going on regarding my case. Right here is Miss Penny Clarkston. This is the district clerk who was in charge of filing all of these emergency restraining or temporary restraining orders, emergency custody orders. So mind you, since this case started, there's only been the same people involved up until recently when Miss Clarkston was arrested, and I will go over her charges. So these are just some of the allegations made against Ms. Clarkston. I will read these out to you so you can see how corrupt Smith County is. Falsifying filings and destroying filed documents. Issuing subpoenas outside her legal authority. Failing to issue warrants in a timely manner. Failing to issue warrants without proper authority, resulting in illegal arrests. This is the restraining order they placed on me after I got my daughter. Filed by Penny Clarkston.
Damn.
The child in this suit is Riley. Respondents are me and the child's father. The court examined the pleadings and the affidavit of petitioner and finds that petitioners are entitled to a temporary restraining order. Nowhere in here does it say how they determined that they are entitled to a temporary restraining order against me and demanded me to give my baby. Now, this is just my opinion. This is not facts. But I believe that Penny Clarkston was working for, of course, her judge that she was the county clerk for, Judge Jason Ellis. And she was filing all this fictitious paperwork under his guise, but she's the one taking the fall for it because he can't do that. She was arrested for official misconduct. If you want to look her up, her name is Penny Louise Clarkston, Smith County, Texas. This was after my case had already started. She actually just got arrested last year. My case started in 2023. So she was in charge of filing all of these documents for a year and a half involving my children. If I have any PIs on my page or anything, someone did say that they were going to give me a suggestion for a PI. I might go to them. But if you do private investigative work, I also believe, actually, I know, pretty much know that Martha had Judge Jason Ellis's phone number. They were communicating frequently because, as I said, he was Landon's basketball coach while he was living with Martha and Floyd. So, as you know, basketball, you have practice multiple times a week and you have games. You were communicating with this man before this case even started.
What it do, everyday people, man? It's your boy PJ. Today we back with another lit video. Back in the confessional, and yes, we staying lit. Well, Floyd is lit, big dog. Okay, Floyd is having the time of his life, destroying this young lady's life at the same time. Now, hit the links down below. We got HiveMindLabs.com. So while y'all sitting around watching these videos, make sure y'all be unbigging that back. Hit the link down below for Opulence Scents if you want to get a 3-wick candle. Now, let's get into it. Apparently, Floyd don't like big women, so unbig your back and get that super fat burners. Well, let me tell you what, man. The courts is terrible. I'm not sure how Texas runs, but I'm gonna tell you, Oklahoma sucks. Because And this is how much it sucks. Um, for fathers, like we go through this every day, boo. We go through this every day, and you have good fathers out there who are only deemed to see their kids on weekends, supervised visitations. When they take the kid from the dad, don't let them see him. Then you gotta fight for him again. You gotta pay another lawyer. You gotta, get back integrated with the kid. Then once the judge say, well, we can just start over. You don't have to, we can just start over. And like, what? Like, tell this woman stop keeping my kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it sucks, and I feel your pain. It's something men been going through for a long time. And one thing I want to say is you got to do something extremely messed up to have the courts take the kids away from a mom. Or you just got to know a few judges. In this case, the judge is the son's basketball coach. Imagine that, right? So he's also looking out for the well-being of that child. Or he's trying to cover up the fact that he knows that some foul stuff is happening and he wants to take care of his friends. I'm not saying it's right, but that's part of the system. They play the game. Let me tell you a story. Now, I ain't finna let y'all all in my business, but I'm gonna give you the honest to God truth. My lawyer and my judge, my first lawyer was a guy, and the judge was a black lady. And I swear she hates men, because I got a friend who also was seeing this judge at the same time. And I seen another guy. The only thing that saved this other guy from him losing his daughter is that the girlfriend, his baby mama's husband, got deported. Now, had he not been deported, he would have never got to see his son. So the woman had to either leave the son with the father, or she could not leave the state of Oklahoma. Imagine that. Or no, she couldn't go to Mexico. She couldn't go to Mexico. You know what she did? Moved to El Paso. El Paso is about 12 hours from Oklahoma City. So El Paso is right on the other side of Mexico. Yeah. So, because, you go back to court and you end up seeing these same people, and that's when I heard that she was moving to El Paso, so she was trying to get her. But I was actually going down because I'm trying to see my kid. So anyway, I was like, man, F this judge. She sucks. So, fast forward. I'm getting custody of my daughter. My lawyer is graduating, or no, is about to take the bar. She took the bar, waiting to get her results. Guess where her judge is a teacher at? The same school. Oh, they was chumming it up. I was like, mind you, when I went and found this new lawyer, I looked up lawyers in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma County. I said, I need a white woman for these judges. And guess what? I found one. And then my lawyer was like, so how'd you find us? I said, I Googled lawyers who deal with family case law. I found the first white lady, and that was her. And she was like, really? I said, yep. I said, I don't want my black ass to have my kids. I'm a black male. I'm a felon. You know what I'm saying? you know, a lot of other stuff. And, you know, so they was chumming it up, right? My lawyer and the judge. So, of course, I won. But I say all that to say this. If your lawyer can form a relationship with the judge, you gonna win. If not, if they got the upper hand, the cards are stacked against you. And it ain't gonna work out for you in the end. Okay? So, as I said before, the same situation that this woman is going through, men go through it all the time. It's just we're gonna show this mom a lot more sympathy because she's a mother, and what she did really wasn't that bad. I mean, if you lied to keep a roof over your head, I mean, is that grounds for losing your kids? I don't think so. So I hope there's not more to this story that we're missing, but she showed her criminal charges. But then I don't want to call her a liar. I just think it's insane if I think that she would lose her kids over trying to get an apartment over a misdemeanor, over like some bull crap. When you know, it's so hard to take a mother from their kids, so there's a lot of stuff just ain't making sense. And I'm not gonna call her a liar. I'm just saying it's hard to take a mother from her kids. I mean, the kids from their mother. Cause you get so many chances in Oklahoma to be a terrible mom. You get every time a mom gets in trouble in Oklahoma, she gets resources. They don't take the kid away. Man, I know a woman whose house got raided. All she had to do was go live with her grandma. And guess what they did? They said, oh, well, the kids are in a safe place now. They're not in that same environment. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna leave them there. They're safe now. What? So the house gets raided, and the only thing y'all could do is say, I haven't done anything. But then, I already told the whole story. But anyway, whatever. It's somebody I know. But yeah, it's crazy. So I'm telling you, it's very hard for a woman to lose their kids unless you did something. And believe me, when all that happened, I wasn't doing that. I was a hard-working individual. It's just I had a past, and they used it against me every chance that they got. I remember being in court, and you know, I wasn't always a saint, but I remember being in court, and my kid's mom was like, he's a drug dealer, he does this, and the judge said, ma'am, were you living with him when he was doing this? Yeah, I seen it, and this and that. So you were benefiting from it, right? And she was like, because she ain't had no job. Because I told it all. When you threw me under the bus, I'm going to tell on my damn self, yep. And I had to pay for this and that, pay for a car note, all that, because she didn't have no job. So they shut that down. And that was about the only thing I got out of that. After that notion, because she told her to shut up to save, she told my baby mama to shut up so she can save her. She said, stop talking, because you winning. I'm like, damn. So she was getting grace she was given grace for all this. Wow, you know, it sucks, man. It sucks, but you live and you learn. All you can do is be better. So that's why I be better. It's easier to be better. And once, like, the hardest part is, uh, I think the only thing that's gonna save her is that she continues to fight for him. And another thing is the judge is going against her. So if she can get that judge off the case, and I believe she'll be able to with the bombshell about the lady getting arrested for falsifying documents, the fact that her name is signed on one of those documents, it was a case where in Oklahoma City, it was a forensic scientist was getting bribes to make these DNAs match up and stuff like that. Well, they got caught. Guess what? Every person, whether they did it or not, was able to get a new trial. Whether they R-word somebody, whether they was, caught with guns or something or anything with their DNA on it, thrown out, new trial. Man, that set the court system back so far. So hopefully she gets that. Anyway, everyday people, let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. I'm holler at you later. Peace.
Day and night. For some women, it can start working in as fast as 1 week.